Ontology and epistemology help us to differentiate between different perspectives on the nature of what is real and true. In contrast, philosophical perspectives designate sets of assumptions that guide our actions. Our philosophical perspectives are the basis for our assumptions about reality and knowledge, and these can inform the structure and conduct of research. In this way, philosophical perspectives can guide research. They also guide actions in everyday life, including those in professional settings. In this lesson, we will explore a range of philosophical perspectives. Philosophical perspectives influence the way knowledge is generated in that they shape the design and conduct of research. In professional settings, research is often relied upon to inform decision-making and to guide conduct in line with established best practices. Philosophical perspectives held by professionals may influence the kinds of research they draw on to guide their practice. A professional's philosophical perspective may also shape their approach to practice. It is important to be aware of the philosophical perspectives that guide research and practice. Philosophical perspectives communicate assumptions about the nature of reality, the nature of knowledge, and relationships between reality and knowledge. In other words, what we know and how we know it. 5 philosophical perspectives that we will discuss are positivism, post-positivism, interpretivism, constructivism, and critical theory. Positivism and post-positivism are 2 philosophical perspectives that assume a realist ontology. That is, that reality can be known and can be described in terms of generalizable truth claims. Positivism and post-positivism both approach the generation of knowledge from an objectivist epistemology, which holds that humans can know objective truths about the material world. Positivism and post-positivism disagree about the degree of certainty with which the world can be known. While positivists hold that the scientific method can generate accurate and true knowledge, post-positivists hold that humans can never know reality perfectly. Positivist scientists apply empirical methods to generate truths by verifying hypotheses, while post-positivist science is to falsify hypotheses and generate new ones. Standardized and systematic research designs intend to minimize bias, to control or eliminate the influence of the researcher's values, hopes, and expectations. Positivism and post-positivism are more commonly associated with experimental or quantitative research, but may also, at times, include qualitative methods. Where positivism and post-positivism aim to ascertain properties of the real world with some degree of certainty, interpretivism and constructivism aim to understand complex human realities. Interpretivism and constructivism seek to describe reality as it is mediated through human experience. Interpretivists emphasize the cultural and historical situatedness of human interpretations of the world. Constructivism, by contrast, emphasizes the construction of knowledge within the individual mind. Interpretivist and constructivist scientists hold that knowledge is inseparable from the subjectivities of both researchers and research participants. Since reality and the people who construct it are both always changing, the knowledge generated is always tied to the particulars of the research context. Interpretivist and constructivist research may at times draw on quantitative methods, but would much more commonly employ qualitative methods. Critical theory emphasizes social, political, and cultural factors and their influence on shaping societal structures. This perspective emphasizes the real impact of societal structures on human experience. A constructivist epistemological stance assumes that knowledge is historically and culturally situated. Critical theoretical research is typically action-oriented, meaning that research creates knowledge for the purpose of instigating change. critical theoretical research is often intended to highlight the unjust impact of societal structures that privilege some groups of people and marginalize others. The subjective experiences of researchers and research participants are emphasized in the research process, and particular value is placed on the situated perspectives of marginalized people. As such, qualitative methods are most commonly employed. Examples of theoretical orientations that may inform critical theoretical research are feminism, disability studies, or critical race theory. Philosophical perspectives are sometimes described as worldviews or paradigms. Worldviews may be held by individuals or shared by groups of people. A worldview that is shared by many people in a given context may be referred to as a paradigm. A prevailing worldview is commonly called a dominant paradigm. A major shift in the prevailing worldview in a given context may thus be called a paradigm shift. Historically, positivism represented a dominant paradigm in scientific research until philosopher Karl Popper reasoned that a theory or idea shouldn't be described as a scientifically proven fact unless it could be proven false. This argument is widely recognized to have sparked a shift in the dominant paradigm in scientific research from positivism to post-positivism. Another major scientific paradigm shift occurred as interpretivists, constructivists, and critical theorists proclaimed the scientific validity of social science and the need for a distinctive approach to science based on a relativist ontology. You can read more about the paradigm shift towards acceptance of interpretive, constructivist, and critical theoretical perspectives in healthcare in the recommended reading Qualitative Research in the Rehabilitation Context.